Test. Test, 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 test. Somewhere here, probably, that you hear a little bit yourself, but not too much.
to our Friday step class. We're going to take a start on our backs with the knees bent and feet touching the ground. Just taking the time to ground ourselves and be happy that we made it here today to honor our bodies and cleanse our souls. So just take a few rounds of breath here. Nice big deep inhales. And exhale as you root your lower back and your hands into your mat. And here's just a time to notice the flow of your breath. If you feel it more in your chest, your stomach, or your diaphragm, everyone's different. And take one last inhale. And a nice big exhale. On your next inhale, with your left foot still grounded in the mat, just raise your right toes up. And exhale, lower them back down. And again, on the other side, raise those left toes up. And then tap them on the ground. We're going to move through that with the flow of our breath. So inhale up. And exhale, lower. Just waking up our bodies, feeling the pull in our quadriceps, pointing our toes to feel that stretch. One more round, raise up and lower. One more, raise up, then lower both feet to the mat. And I want you to grab for your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug, squeezing in. And on your exhale, I want you to raise your legs up as if you're against a wall, flexing your feet as if you're standing on the sky. And then inhale, give yourself a hug again. Just going to flow through that. Nice exhale. Inhale, hug. Exhale, flex. And inhale, hug. Exhale, flex. Inhale, hug. And exhale, keep your legs up this way. Take a deep inhale in. And exhale, just lower the right foot down, keeping the left foot up. And inhale, bring them both back together. Exhale, lower the left foot down this time. And inhale, bring both legs up. Here we're just stretching out our legs, waking up our core. We're going to get into some balances today, so the core is very important to keep engaged. Focusing on the flex of that foot to feel the stretch in your hamstrings, in the backs of your legs. And exhale, lower both feet to the mat, knees bent. Take a nice inhale here, and deep exhale. Now, like we did with our toe taps, we're going to raise our right foot up, but this time we're going to meet our left elbow to our right knee. And inhale, lower back down. On your exhale, switch your right elbow to your left knee. And inhale, lower back down. Take that slowly with your breath. Waking up our core. Nothing too heavy. One more round. And inhale, both feet come back to the mat, palms onto the earth. And take a round of breath here. And one more. And on your next inhale, cross your right ankle over your left knee. And on your exhale, maybe push away that right knee to feel the stretch in your hip flexors. And flex your foot here or point it, or just leave it loose. Keeping the lower back grounded into the mat. And just breathe into the stretch. Exhaling any tension you have. And on your next exhale, place both feet down to the mat. One round of breath here. And on your next inhale, switching sides with your left ankle over your right knee. And exhale, push that left knee away from you. So here you can notice any different feelings that you might have on this side. Not judging, just noticing. Breathing into those sensations. Just as we get warmed up. One more round of breath. And exhale, place both feet down to the mat. We're going to give ourselves another hug. And then flexing our feet up vertical, standing on the sky. Before tucking in for another hug. And then standing on the sky once more. This time when you tuck your knees in, you can grab for the backs of your thighs and just roll along your spine a few times before crossing your ankles, flipping over into a forward fold. Feel that stretch in your hamstrings here. Before slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling all the way up to standing. Your neck is the last to come up. And exhale your shoulders down your spine. On your next inhale, raise both arms above you. And exhale, grab your right wrist with your left hand and lean to the right. Inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, come up to center. Nice big stretch, maybe an arch in your back. And exhale, grab your left wrist with your right hand and bend to the left. Inhale that stretch into the side body. And exhale any tension. One more inhale. And exhale. Inhale, return to center. And on your next exhale, you're going to spin your right arm back behind you and your left arm in front of you. facing your chest to the side of the room. Keeping your hips forward, so feeling that twist from your torso. Reach your power at both of your fingertips. Maybe you switch your shoulders, feeling that stretch in your upper body. One more round of breath. Reach, reach, reach. And exhale. Inhale, come up to center. And exhale, we're going to go on the other side. So spinning our left arm back behind us, our right arm in front of us. Reach both hands out to the side. Hips stay square forward. Twist as much as you can. Hearts open and proud. Before coming back up to center. Now I want you to shift your weight into your left leg. And we're just going to spin our arm back, or our right arm back behind us, our left arm in front of us. But this time we're going to raise our right foot, just bent in front of us. Engage your core as if you're going to be like punched in the stomach. Kind of helps the balance. And inhale, rise up. Same on the other side. Exhale, spin your arms so you're facing the left of the room, raising the left foot this time. And focus your gaze on something unmoving in the room to keep the balance. And inhale, rise up. Take a nice big inhale. And exhale, come to heart center. So now it's time to set our intention for practice today. You can set your own, or you can follow this one that I have for you. The intention today is optimism. You see opportunities everywhere you turn, and you act on them. You know that you can, you should, and you will take action to make a change. Believe in yourself, believe in the future, see the good today, and believe in a better tomorrow. Trust your decisions, and remember that everything happens for your highest good. Practice being an optimist at every opportunity you get. See the best in people, situations, and yourself. The world has so much light to give if only you know how to look for it. It's all about perspective, and optimism is a way of life. When you train your brain to see the good, you will see challenges as opportunities and will experience less stress and more bliss in life. So inhale, arms up and to that. And swan dive into a forward fold. We're going to practice our sun salutation A. So inhale, come up for a halfway lift, a nice flat back, gaze forward, and exhale, forward fold, chest to thighs. Inhale, come up for another halfway lift. Now on your exhale, place your right foot back behind you, then your left, and then slowly lower onto the mat. Keeping your hands right underneath your armpits, elbows tight against your ribs. Lift your chest up for cobra pose. And exhale, lower to the mat. One more lift up for cobra pose. Feeling that stretch in your lower back. And exhale, return your chest to the mat. On your next inhale, rise to tabletop. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Then tuck your toes under and put your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Have your elbows facing outwards, maybe a slight bend to protect your joints. Heels toward the ground, tailbone up, gaze towards your belly button. Since this is our first down dog of the day, and we're going to work on warming up those hamstrings, maybe bend and stretch each leg. You can circle the hips. Let's get a little movement in there as we warm into our flow today. And on your next inhale, find stillness. And exhale any negativity. On your inhale, look towards your hands and take small baby steps so your feet meet your hands at the top of the mat and you're in a forward fold. Inhale, rise up for Urdhva Hastasana. Arching your back, look towards your hands. And exhale, bend deeply into a forward fold. Inhale, rise up for a halfway lift. And exhale, step both feet back and lower your belly to the mat before zipping your legs together like a snake. Hands beneath your armpits, elbows tucked in tight. Raise your chest up. And exhale, lower to the mat. Tuck your toes so you're in a tabletop position. Nice flat back, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Then tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back until you're in downward facing dog again. We're going to move through that flow one more time to finish off our sun salutation A. So take a deep breath here and exhale. Inhale, look towards your hands and walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, rise up for a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, halfway lift. And exhale, step both feet back. Lower to your belly. Zip your legs. Pull up your chest for cobra pose. And lower your chest back down to the mat. Push yourself up into tabletop position. Then tuck your toes. Hips go up and back. Downward facing dog. From here, we're going to take a few breaths, and then we will move into our sun salutation B. Take a nice inhale here, and exhale, feeling that stretch in your calves. One more inhale here, and exhale. On your next inhale, look towards your hands. You can step or float to the top of the mat. Now, on this next inhale, I want you to rise up into chair pose. So your shins are going to be parallel. I want you to see your toes sink very far back into your heels as if you're sitting on a chair. You should be able to wiggle your toes because you're so far back. And exhale, half chair. Reach your arms behind you, feeling the fire in your thighs. Inhale, chair. Exhale, halfway chair. Inhale up for chair pose. And then exhale, straighten your legs and bend deeply into a forward fold. Inhale up for a halfway lift. Then exhale, step both feet back. Lower your chest down to the mat. On your next inhale, you can zip your legs into a cobra, or you can straighten out your legs and hover your knees above the mat for an upward facing dog. And then flip your toes. Hips go up and back to a downward facing dog. On your next inhale, raise your right foot so you're in a three-legged dog. And exhale, bend your knee And place your foot in between your hands. Maybe shorten your stance a little and spin that back foot down so your left arch is in line with your right heel. And raise your arms up over you, hips forward for a warrior one. Take an inhale here, arch your back. And exhale, place both hands around your foot, spin on your back heel, and then exhale back into downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot comes up this time. And exhale, place your left foot in between your hands. Spin that back foot down so it aligns, so your arch aligns with your heel. Inhale, raise your arms above you, hips face forward. Deep lunge in that front knee. Warrior one. Then exhale, lower your hands around your foot. And inhale, leg comes up to downward facing dog. That was our sun salutation B, so we're going to take that through twice more. Inhale, look at your hands. Exhale, meet your feet to your hands at the top of your mat. Inhale, rise up for chair pose. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale up, halfway lift. And exhale, place both feet back behind you and lower down to the mat. Again, you have your choice here to come up for a cobra pose like we practiced, or you can straighten your and hover your legs and knees above the mat for an upward facing dog. Then tuck your toes under, hips come up and back, downward facing dog. Right leg comes up, three-legged dog. And exhale, bend and place it between your hands for a low lunge. Inhale, spin your left foot down and come up to a warrior one. Feeling that stretch in your back leg, a nice deep lunge in your front leg. And exhale, place both hands around your foot and come back to a downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot comes up. Exhale, place it in between your hands. Inhale, rise to a warrior one. And exhale, place both hands around that foot. Inhale, three-legged dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath here. And one more as we move into our last sun salutation B. Inhale, look towards your hands. Exhale, step or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, rise for chair pose. Sink deeply into your heels, maybe wiggle your toes. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise for a halfway lift. And then exhale, step both feet back behind you, lower to the mat. Take your choice of cobra or upward facing dog. Then tuck your toes under. Hips go up and back for a downward facing dog. Right foot comes up. Then bend and place it in between your hands. Spin your back foot down. Rise for warrior one. Exhale, frame your foot with your hands. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last round, we're going to lift our left leg up this time for a three-legged dog. We're going to bend our knee through our chest, place it in between our hands, spinning our back foot down and rising for warrior one. Hips are square to the front of the room. Nice arch in your back. And then lower your hands to frame your foot. Inhale, three-legged dog, left foot up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep round of breath here. And look towards your hands. You can step or float to the top of the mat. From here, we're just going to take a forward fold, working on stretching our hamstrings, bending your knees as much as you need to. Now place 2 fists in between your feet and take each hand and slide it under your feet for Hastasana. Inhale up for a halfway lift, a nice flat back. Then exhale, use your biceps to pull your chest to your thighs. Your elbows are going to come out wide and bent, feeling that intense stretch in your back hamstrings and the back of your leg. Again, bend your knees as much as you need to. We're just going to take a few rounds of breath here to really feel that stretch. You want to inhale, maybe pull yourself a little bit deeper. And exhale, release the tension. Inhale, pull your chest towards your thighs. And exhale, release. And one more round of breath here. And you can release both of your hands and come back to a forward fold. So both feet now side by side. I want you to bend your left knee and then raise your right arm up so you're in a twist. So feeling that stretch in the back of your right leg and feeling that twist in your torso. Chest is open to the side. And exhale, return both hands to the mat. Inhale here. And exhale. On your next inhale, bend your right knee this time and raise your left arm up to the side of the room. Chest open and proud. And exhale, return to a forward fold. Take a round of breath here. Inhale, rise, arms above you, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to a downward facing dog. Take a deep breath here. And exhale. Inhale, raise your right foot up for a three-legged dog. And exhale, place it in between your hands. Inhale, spin your back foot down. We're going to come back to our warrior one. And exhale. Inhale, reach a little higher. And exhale. Keeping that deep lunge in your front knee, I want you to put your weight into your right foot and lean forward so much that your left foot comes up and back behind you, and you're in a warrior three. You can keep your arms in front of you, Keep them behind you. You can have them at heart center, wherever you want. You can choose to flex or point your toes. Focus your gaze on something unmoving, keeping a slight bend in your right knee to protect your joints. And exhale, keeping that back foot up. Just lower both hands and use your left glute muscle to raise that foot a little higher. And here you can bend your right knee as much as you need to keep your stability. Kind of bend down. We're just focusing on stretching out our thigh in our left leg and the stretch in our hamstring in our right leg. One last inhale here. Breathe as much as you want. And exhale, place your left foot into the middle of the mat, just right outside your right foot. So here, both legs are straight, and you're in a pyramid pose. Inhale, come up to a halfway lift, a nice flat back. And exhale, bend deeply over your right leg. Here, you can shorten or widen your stance as much as you need to. Focus here is just feeling that stretch in your right knee. You can bend either leg for comfortability. Maybe get the blood flowing and bend both. Just really feeling that stretch. On your next inhale, you're going to raise your right arm up to the ceiling and twist to the side for a revolved pyramid. Again, bend either knee so this is comfortable for you. I like to take a slight bend in my front knee before returning your hand to the mat. Here, I want you to bend your right knee so your knee is in line with your ankle. Take a big step back with your left foot. So now you are in a low lunge. Take a deep breath here. And exhale, feeling that stretch in your hip flexors. Inhale, raise your right arm up once again. Really feeling that twist, feeling the stretch in the back of your legs, that glute muscle. And exhale, return your hands to the mat. Inhale, raise your right leg to a three-legged dog. And exhale, return to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we're going to raise our left leg this time. Look towards your hands, bend that leg, and place it in between your hands. Spin your right foot back down so your right heel aligns, so your right arch aligns with your left heel. Raise your arms up for warrior one. Just breathe here. Hips facing forward, keeping that deep lunge in your left leg. Feeling the stretch in your hip flexors and the front of your right leg. Inhale with that deep lunge. Shift your weight into your left foot and tilt forward, forward, forward so much that your right foot comes up and back behind you for a warrior three. Again, you can keep your hands in front of you, behind you, or at heart center. Focusing your gaze at something unmoving. Noticing how the balance feels different on this side. Embrace your core to keep your balance. That's why we warmed our core up in the warm-up today. Take one more inhale here. And exhale, place both feet down into a standing split. So again, you can bend either leg as much as you need to. The focus here is just that stretch in the glute of your raised leg and the stretch in your hamstring of your standing leg. Make sure not to lock out either leg to protect your joints. And again, just noticing any differences that you feel on this side. Not judging those differences, just noticing. A final inhale here. And exhale, place your standing foot in the middle of the mat until you're in a pyramid pose. So both legs are straight. You can short your stance as much as you need to. Your left foot is a little bit outside of your right foot is a little bit outside of your left. Come up to a halfway lift. And exhale about over that front knee, feeling that intense stretch in your left hamstring. Again, if you need to bend that right leg, or maybe even bend that left leg, feeling the blood moving. Don't lock out anything. Keeping immobile. Make sure your hips stay center to really feel that stretch all the way up to the top of your hips. And you're going to take one final inhale here and exhale. On your next inhale, I want you to bend your right knee and then raise your left arm, opening your chest to the side. And exhale, return back. And bend your left knee so your knee is in line with your ankle. Take a nice big step back so you're in a low lunge. And then inhale, raise that left arm up again. Feel that twist. And exhale. Return your hands to the mat. Place your back foot down behind you. Lower to a tabletop. Kiss your big toes together, knees out wide, and sink your hips back into a child's pose. Inhale, shift over to the left, then swing your legs in front of you. So you're in a staff pose. So act as if there is a wall behind you and get a nice flat back, nice and straight. And here, just reach for your toes. Reach for your toes first. And if you can reach them, then you can focus on lowering your stomach to your thighs. But the most important part is that you elongate your lower back first. Inhale, rise up. Arms come up in front of you. And exhale, lower all the way onto your back. Keeping your left foot long, I want you to raise your right leg, grab for it. And on your inhale, pull in gently. And on your exhale, release the tension. You can flex your foot to feel that stretch more intensely. Again, you can bend your knee as much as you need to. A straighter leg will work on your hamstrings and calves. A bent leg will help you work on your hip flexors. Just take another deep breath in. Make sure you don't grab behind your knee to protect your joints, so either behind your thighs or grab for your calves. Make sure your lower back is rooted into the mat, a long spine. And exhale, release both feet long. Inhale here. And exhale. On your next inhale, raise your left foot this time. So grab for your thighs or your calves. Just avoid that knee area to protect your joints. Flex your foot if you want more of a stretch in the back of your leg, or you can bend it if you want to feel more of a stretch in your hips. So take this practice for you. And exhale to return both feet to the mat. Give yourself one last big hug. Tuck your knees in. Maybe rock side to side a little. Feel grateful for all of the movement that your body allowed you to do today. It was incredible. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, release everything down to the mat for Shavasana. So palms stay up. You wiggle your shoulders under you. Nice long neck. Toes kind of point out to the side and just relax. As you stay in Shavasana, I'll remind us of our intention one last time, which is optimism. You see your opportunities everywhere you turn, and you act on them. You know that you can, you should, and you will take action to make a change. Believe in yourself, believe in the future, see the good today, and believe in a better tomorrow. Trust your decisions, and remember that everything happens for your highest good. So here you start to wiggle your toes, come up to seated. Thank you so much for coming today and sharing your practice with me.